Everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a version of this bow. Now it is referred to as Laco Banafacana, and excuse my pronunciation because I'm sure that is completely butchering, but I just can't get languages in my brain, so I'm so sorry if I have offended anyone. But the closest translation to that I can actually find is Baffle bow, but I don't really think that name suits the bow, so I will come up with something else and put that in the title, but for now it's sort of unnamed. But this is what you get with sort of an alternative tails down base bow. And also if you mix it up and do a half pinwheel, you get a completely different look to your shape. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to make both base bows, so you can choose which way you prefer, because I like to make sure you know as many ways as possible so you can mix it up and play around with your ribbon. And when I'm referring to a half pinwheel, this is what I'm talking about. And a tails down would be something like this. So just so you know for references, and what you'll need is your fabric scissors for cutting your ribbon, and I've got some plain coloured and some pattern in grosgrain, and it's 1.5 inch ribbon. Your alligator clip to attach your ribbon to, tape measure to measure everything, some dress pins to hold everything in place, your lighter to seal your ribbon, some clips to hold your ribbon in place against template. You will need a template as well, I'll tell you the sizes in just a second, some corresponding 9mm ribbon for your centre, and your extra strength upholstery thread or pearl thread. As long as it's polyester or higher, you'll be okay. Any cotton or anything like that will snap. And I have my longer size darning needles that I use for sewing. Okay, and under here I've already half started, so you're not watching me for hours. So as you can see, I've already got this clip to the template ready to go. I've started the first piece and I've got everything else here. Now the main part of the bow, it is 4 pieces and you want 4 times 30 centimetres. So like I said, it's 2 plain, 2 pattern, and you'll eventually end up with something like this, but I'll show you that bit in a minute. I'll show you the 2 base bows first. Let's put that to one side, and that bit. So as you can see, I've already got the tails down version pinned on the template, so I remember how many loops to show you when I'm wrapping around. And this is a 5-inch template, which translates to 12.5 centimetres. And I've got 2 times 74. If you use a 12 centimetre template instead of a 12.5, you would only need roughly 70 centimetres. But again, it depends on how long you like these tails behind the bow. So lay your ribbon on top of each other like so. Take your template, and this is the back, and obviously we've got these pieces with the gap in the middle, and what you do is if you overlap that on the back so it's halfway between your first sort of bit here, and wrap around the front and make sure your ribbon's still lined up properly. And you can clip there. Like I said, make sure your ribbon is lined so you can't see, and go around once. And then, like I said, keep making sure. Make sure it's lined up like so. So that's once round, and then we want to go round again, so that's twice fully round, and then we take that little access round back, and as you can see we did about halfway there. It's come round about halfway this side like so. We're just using the template as a guide to work out how to get the ribbon wrapped. So what you do is right in the middle there, and this is just a guide stitch, so don't worry about it too much. go through all your layers and then back down and back up again. Like I said, try and stick to the centre as much as possible. Cut that off. I'm going to tie this off so we can stitch through the bow in just a second. So take clips off and slip that down our template like so. And then what we do is you pull down this like so. Pull this down like this, and then pull your loops. And like I said, the more you pull these down like this, the more it changes the shape of your top loops. So what you want is if you do them quite close, you get this kind of shape. If you adjust this down a little bit more, like this, you get more of this kind of shape. And like I said, it's personal preference of what you sort of like. But like I said, it gives you two very different looks. So we're going to go for this. So we're going to keep the loops quite close together, just a tiny little gap. Get your cross together. And we're going to go in from above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on your 6 you want to be coming out through that triangle this side, same as we started in at the triangle at the bottom of that one. There we go. Try and keep your stitches as even as possible, and you'll get 3 even creases when you pull it together. And then pull that all the way through. And then wrap that round nice and tight, and then stitch that off in the back. Try not to stab yourself like I just did. Okay, so that is base bow number 1, and like I said, that would be a tails down. As you can see, one has gone slightly longer than the other, so if that happens, line them up, trim up your excess, and then if you want it so you can see that little edge where you've got your colour on top and you're plain at the bottom, is what you do is I go up roughly 1/2 centimetre. I normally eyeball it, so there, and use that to guide this side so it's even. There you go. So as you can see, now I've got this, and then you can angle 1, angle 2, and again from that side, up, up, and you've got even amounts of your tail showing on both sides. Move that excess out of the way. don't like mess on my desk. And we'll just heat seal all those edges so they don't fray. Sorry, just tying off my needle off camera. There we go. So, bottom, top, bottom, top. And there is your first base. Now, to do a half pinwheel, you need roughly 44 to 46, depending on how long you like them to be. And as you can see, we've got 2 times that, 1 pattern, 1 plain. Take our 5-inch template again. And like I said, that's 12.5. You can do slightly less if you've got a 12cm version instead. And again, use your back about halfway round. Make sure your ribbon's lined up from beneath. Take your pin again. Round once. Twice. As you can see, that's not quite even, so we are going to adjust that slightly. That's better. There we go. That's more like it. As you can see, you got fairly even, and that's what you should have. Little tails, one wrap round, and that's your front with your 2. And again, while it's on the template, we're going to add in our stitches. Or above, below, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I wrap just to make the cinching easier when it's off the template. Slide that off. Hold it between your fingers like so. And cinch. Look round a couple of times and stitch off like normal. There's that. And that is the look of your layered pinwheel. And again, what I tend to do is I work out to make sure they're even. If you line them up like that and see how much excess you've got, those are even. So again, cut down roughly 1 centimetre at a straight, and the same the other side. You can also use your original cut over the top like that, so you know it's the same amount. Okay, so then you're left with this. So colour behind, pattern on top, and you can either you can curve it or you can straight cut. One. Whatever you do, as long as you do the same on your top and bottom layer, so you've got that sort of I wouldn't advise doing like one at an angle and one curve. That would just look a bit odd, but whatever you want to do with your look, and that's what you get for your base on a pinwheel. So now we're going to do the main part of the bow. And this is the 4 times 30 centimetre, 2 colours, 2 prints. But again, if you're ever worried about measurements, because I do occasionally talk fast, they're always in the descriptions below, and if I've sized it up in any sizes, I will have put those sizes on as well. Okay, this is where you'll need your pins, and what I've done is obviously we've got the 4, so you lay your colour on top of your plane, like so. And what I've done is I've heat sealed the edges together by doing this, and what I've also done is I've pinched that in half and done a tiny little crease so I can see the middle on both ends, and the same that side. And then I've folded this in half like so, and pinned in the middle, and I've done exactly the same to the other piece. Okay, and we're going to work colour side up because this gives you the nicest look to the pattern on the back. And what you want to do is hold this here, you bring your colour down or pattern down towards you like so, and then you turn this round and line it up with your crease. So down, up, like this. This is what it looks like at the front. Okay, and then we're doing exactly the same with this side. Print towards you, line your creases up with your original pin. Pin everything in place. Make sure both of those are lined up. Like so. And this is what you should have at the front. So your nice print shown here and your colour on your loops, like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same. So down, up, down, up. Line that crease straight with that again, and exactly the same thing. Print towards you down, colour back up. Line them up. Use that guide pin from your centre. Repin. Make sure all of these are all nicely in line. And again, this is your back. This is eventually going to be your front. Okay, so you've got both pieces. That's your front. That's your back. Fronts, backs. Okay, and we're going to sew from the back side. I'm just going to do a slightly longer thread for when I'm stitching. And then we're going to decide which base bow we'll attach them to. I might make a second one and do one on each style. I quite like these colours, even though they're a bit more autumny than winter or sort of spring. Okay, and what you want to do is we're going to start just before the lined up pieces. So from above in, you want your second one coming through all your layers here. 3, 4, 5, you want to be going back out, and then your 6th one, as it's starting to turn in, you want to be coming up, so in, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, 3 on the back. Okay, and we're going to repeat exactly the same on this side. So just before we start from above, our 2nd one coming through all those layers here. 3, 4, oh, that's not quite even. Like I said, try and make them as even as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out on all those layers there, and then 6 coming up as it's turning on that corner. And again, in, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I pull them all the way around until you get something like this. What you can do is pull your star up a little bit, loop through here, and then pull super tight, and then I'll take everything out. Okay, so this is what you should get, front, back, and this is your front shape. And then what I do is I will stitch off in the back like so. And then what I do, because with stitches, as you can see, that can open up like that, so what I do to prevent this is I will go up very close to the edges, and I will just tack in a couple of stitches over the creases that line up. I just untangle that. That's better. So that's one, and again from the back, as close to the edge as you possibly can, so you're not seeing the stitches when you put your middle on. And back down, and what that stops is that from completely opening, because once you've done it nice and tight like so, and then re-stitched off in the back, it won't pull open. Okay, so you can remove that, and this is what your main bow looks like. So this is your front. As you can see, you've got your little peak of colour that side, your little peak of colour down there. This is what it looks like at the back. And what I'll do is, let's pretend to wrap it on I'm just going to pin it for you so you can see. This is what I like to do if I'm making a couple of bows in a certain style. I like to do that's the kind of look you would get with your pinwheel, half pinwheel base. Obviously it'd look a bit tidier once you've done your middle and everything like that. And then this is your tails down. And again, I will say this, looking at it, I think this is my choice of how we finish this off today. This is what it looks like with the tails down version. So we're going to do the tails down. Okay. And again, because I'm not one for layers and layers of glue, I always thread through things and wrap rather than gluing layers together, because I just don't trust it personally. You can, if you have good glue that you trust, you can glue your layers instead. It's a personal choice, but this is just how I do it. Let's just re-thread my needle. And I'm going to take it straight through the back of that one in the centre. So it comes out like that. Just adjust that slightly because it's gone at an angle. There we go, that's more even. So go through the centre. And then take your original, and again you want to be going through the centre of that one. So line that up. Guide your back and your base until they sit exactly where you want them. Pull that all the way through. And then wrap 2 or 3 times around your centre as tight as you can possibly get it. There you go. And then I just drop a stitch. There we go. That's what it looks like at the minute. How nice are those colours? I'm going to take our alligator clip and we want a drop of glue just on there. As you can see, there's a reason I don't often put the glue gun at the beginning of the video. It's because I mainly do stitching and sewing and wrapping rather than glue. I pretty much only use the glue for attaching the clips like this and wrapping the centres. So get that nice and firmly. You can line your clips, again it's personal choice, but I will say this. My friend Siobhan from Cheverella's has a tutorial channel. She does a video lining your clips. If you're going to do them, make sure you do them well, because a sloppily lined clip is worse than not lining your clips at all. So if you haven't got the patience to do it and make every single one look completely perfect and professional, then just leave them off. So there we go, got a middle. I've already got my embellishment on. I'm just going to make sure, yeah. So if you've got my hearts are going this way, so I need them to face over when I'm wrapping the centre. So I'm just going to put heat seal that end, put a drop of glue there. I'm going to open that, hold that right over the centre. I'm going to go, just going to adjust this. I haven't glued this yet because I wanted to work out where to officially. So I like to go around once as tight as possible and round the clip. Then we'll start that right as it goes round. That's better. And then cut that excess off. Heat seal the end, touch of glue there. And there we go. This is the style with the alternative tails down template built bow. Like I said, I love these little peak layers on these kind of styles. It just gives that extra pop of colour on your base templates, and like I said, it gives you a nice sort of like interesting look. You can mix it up. That one's obviously a layered base. You can do it as a single layer, which will give you this as your base bow. Again, you could do this version as a single colour instead of a double layer. Like I said, this is a mint green rosy coloured rose version. And like I said, again, I've done the peep on the pinwheel. But like I said, that's my favourite thing about ribbon. You can literally play around, you can mix up your base bows. You don't even have to do half pinwheel or a tails down. You could do a full pinwheel, you could do spikes, you can literally play around, and every single thing that you do to a bow gives it a completely unique, different look. Like I said, even your middles can give you an entirely different look to your bows. So thank you for watching, I do appreciate it. Please remember to share, like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell icon to be notified when I release new videos. I'm also over on Facebook under the same name, Catherine's Ribbon Bow Tutorials and Follow Alongs. I love seeing your versions of any of the tutorials, and by the time I put this up it will have an actual name for the bow, so bear with me, because like I said, I just don't think Baffle Bow is a catchy name for a bow. And like I said, come over and show me, and if you need any more help on anything at all, I'm always available to sort of let you know or help you with anything you could possibly think of. Thanks for watching, bye!